Alright, hey guys, how's it going? It's Joy. I'm back again with another video. I hope that you guys are doing well and I hope that you guys are staying safe. So, you guys, this video is not going to be too long of a video, but I thought I'd come on here because I was going to do a live earlier, but I ended up having a session. So I was like, let me just go ahead and do the video for you guys. I still wanted to make sure that I came on. I hope that you guys had an amazing happy Thanksgiving and, you know, Black Friday, Cyber Mondays coming up. So when you view this, it might be Cyber Monday. So make sure that if you guys want to learn more about how I can support you in any way, make sure that you do visit my website and take a look at all the products and the services that I do have available, and all that good stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the topics, you guys. You know, so I kind of wanted to touch on something quick here. Hold on, let me see. My bad, you guys. So, you know, I was thinking about something. So, sometimes, you know, and by the way, if you're new, again, my name is Joy. I'm a narcissist abuse coach. I've been dealing with narcissists since 2006, and since 2017, I've been helping former victims, now survivors, heal, move on, and recover after dealing with narcissistic abuse. So, you guys, I wanted to touch on a topic which might sound interesting to you. You guys can share with me how you feel, but you know how sometimes people are actually victims of narcissistic abuse and survivors of the abuse, and you know, that is a thing. And you also have people that play the victim like a narcissist, you know. So it's really good to understand the difference between the two and to make sure that you don't get that confused or, you know, excuse me, you know, really just kind of the way in which you are communicating with individuals. Just be sure and make sure that you're able to recognize whether a person is actually a victim of narcissistic abuse or they're just playing the victim. Now, I know that can be difficult to kind of see because, you know, yeah, I mean, if you're a victim, you're a victim. I mean, nobody really likes to admit it. Nobody really likes to talk about it because of, I guess, the way that it may look or the way that it may seem is nobody wants to talk about it, right? You know, but it's a reality. It's a real thing, you know, and if you have been victimized by a narcissist, it's okay. You know, it happens to the best of us. You know, you have to deal with it the best way you know how. You know, and the reason why I brought it up is because someone did actually reach out to me, and I guess this individual was upset about a situation, and you know, I guess they reached out to me. Again, you guys know I offer sessions. I offer support sessions, coaching, you know, mental health support, guidance, advice. I offer unbiased advice. You guys know about that, but basically the individual was saying that and I'm not sure how long this person has been following me, but you know, over the years, for those of you, maybe if you've read my book, if you have not, make sure you do get a copy of my book. But I share my story on what I have gone through when dealing with narcissistic abuse, and you guys know that is a real thing. That is something that I have experienced. You know, to make that up, I mean, that would be pretty crazy. I don't know. People do make up stuff, right? Some people will lie. Some people will, you know, just say anything. But I'm just not that type of person, you know. So when it comes to that type of stuff on this channel, I always say this is all about reality. You know, I always am honest and I speak about what I've gone through. And honestly, I wouldn't want to lie to anybody because I wouldn't want them to lie to me, you know. So that I know I believe in karma, and I believe whatever you put out is what you get back. So, you know, just a disclaimer, just a heads up, you know, when it comes to me in this channel personally. And you guys know of all the people that I've helped You guys can go to my website. You can look more at my videos on my YouTube channel. You can look at the interviews that I've done, testimonials. You guys can go on my Instagram and look at all the people that I continue to keep helping, all the reviews. So, just that's a little bit of my background, just in case if you're new. You might be new to this page, you might be new to this channel, you may not know all the people that I've helped thus far. Do your research and look and see, who I am and the work that I've done, So I just thought that I make that clear. Let's look. Hold on, you guys, 1 second. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I think this individual was just upset. I'm assuming this person was just upset at, a situation. And I get it. Being a victim of narcissistic abuse or feeling betrayed, feeling backstabbed, or feeling let down or disappointed is never easy. Or even just being angry at a situation, that's not easy, And to be able to speak up about your situation is not easy either, because, a lot of people are afraid of what people are going to think about them. A lot of people are, they're afraid of criticism, they're afraid of judgment, they're afraid how people are going to view them, and how I overcame that is I just said it's not about me. I didn't really, those thoughts came up in my mind, but I'm like, well, it's a reason why I went through this, so I want to share it and help other people overcome what I've gone through, because the individual basically saying that I was playing the victim, and it's like, dude, I was literally a victim of this, you know what I'm saying? So, and some people can make stuff up. I'm just not one of those people. I just don't have it in me, you guys. I know you guys probably watch a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of YouTube videos, and people can lie, you guys. People will lie and they will make stuff up. I just don't have that time and energy and effort to do that. I only know what I've gone through. I only know my own life experience, the experience that I've lived through living with a narcissist for 5 years, while living with my aunt, started dating a male narc and was dealing with him for 4 years. You get what I'm saying? So I have that actual real life experience of being around a narcissist. Not saying I'm not playing a victim. I was victimized. You get what I'm saying? Because this individual was like, oh, you're playing the victim, and what was he saying? He was like, your story doesn't add up or whatever, and something else is just like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you've gone through, but what I've gone through was a real life situation, and even the situation at work, I was victimized at work. I was going in at work, I was not bothering anybody, I was minding my business. That really happened, so like I said, I'm not sure what that individual has gone through. I'm assuming maybe that individual has dealt with a narcissist as well. And so, but the thing about it, like I said, you guys, this is why it's really important to heal, is because when you don't do your inner work, you become like that. You become a person, you may lash out on innocent people, you're angry, you're frustrated, you take out your anger on other people, innocent people. That's the thing that's really sad, is if you have been victimized by a narcissist, go get help, you guys. I'm telling you, it's not difficult. Book a session. Talk to somebody about it. Talk to a coach. Talk to a therapist. Talk to a counselor. Somebody that has helped people. Ask them about their background. Ask them who have you helped? Talk to them, and they'll be glad to help you. You know what I'm saying? And things like that, And so just keep that in mind. But, that to me, if an individual has actually been victimized, it's don't hold all that in, because the only thing that you're going to do is, not only are you going to accumulate bad karma, but you're going to keep having negative, toxic relationships, and your life is just going to be cursed, because you're not doing the inner work, you're not doing the inner healing. And I think this individual is actually in my my healing, in my recovery room. It's that's the whole point of the group, is to help people heal, to help people recover. You get what I'm saying? And it's if you're not asking for help, it's how do you expect to move forward? How do you expect to move on and to move past these toxic relationships, or if it's trauma, or if it's insecurities or triggers or emotional wounds. Like, you have to work through that. You gotta read books, you gotta, grieve, you gotta, do some studying and learning, and you gotta work through your insecurities, work through your traumas. You gotta do that. You cannot, that's a step you cannot skip. And I know a lot of people like to try to skip it, or they like to get underneath somebody, or try to move on quickly and try to distract themselves, whether it's with drugs, alcohol, sex, being busy all the time, or with work, or sleeping, or eating. It's like, that stuff doesn't go away, you guys. It stays right there with you, whether you like it or not. And lashing out on innocent people is never acceptable, or saying to people like, oh, you're playing the victim, that doesn't cut it either. It's like, people have their individual stories, people have gone through their own situations, so whether you believe it or not, that's on you. But if I just don't have it in me. Like, I could not come on a channel and talk about something that's not true. I can't do it. I know people out there do it. It's just not in me. I'm sorry. I'm not that person. I don't know what you think or who you think I am, but I'm not that person. So please, whatever you're thinking, please just try to, have a clear mind and forget any perceptions or quote unquote stereotypes that you may think about me. It's not true. So I just thought I'd make that clear, because I was kind of surprised, because like I said, that person has been in my recovery room, and it's just like, are you watching the videos, or what's going on here? So, and again, I understand if you've been victimized, you will lash out. I get it. You'll be angry. I understand that completely, but you have to learn how to deal with your anger in a way where you're not harming anybody else, or you're not hurting anybody else, because it, like I said, it doesn't do anything but hurt you even more. You get what I'm saying? So just make sure you're being mindful. You know what I mean? And like I said, just staying away from toxic people, staying away from toxic relationships, and learning your lesson. Learn the lessons that you need to learn. And also, more on the healing, like I said, find out what your insecurities are, find out what your triggers are, and work through them the best way that you can. If it's coming up, what do you need to do during this period of time, right? Or maybe it's some childhood traumas that you're going through. Maybe you have to have a conversation with your parents, or maybe you have to have a conversation with yourself, or maybe you have to talk to yourself differently. Now, I know a lot of us, we beat ourselves up so much. I did too, you guys. I beat myself up so bad after, like, in 2014. Like, I was so hard on myself, you guys, and maybe you feel the same way. You might be hard on yourself. You might be blaming yourself. And also, when it comes to that anger, make sure you're taking the anger out on the right person. Like I said, I know a lot of people, because they've been victimized, or they've been bullied, or they've been, intimidated, or maybe you've been gang stalked or whatever, and you may have a tendency to take it out on innocent people instead of taking it out on the source. You get what I'm saying? And that, to me, is that's cowardly. To me, it's just like, that person didn't do anything to you, so there's no reason for you to be so angry at an innocent person. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I don't know, I just don't really, that is just different. That's all I would say. So talk things out, though. Talk it out. Get help, you guys. You don't have to go at this alone. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, reach out for help. It's not that difficult, and yes, it's a service. So, if you are wanting to get some mental health support session, mental health support advice from me, it's a service. Yes, it is a service. So I'm just making that clear. What else? What else do I want to talk about? Yes, and thank you to those of you that have gotten sessions with me. You purchased any of my products and my books. Thank you so much. I really love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Anybody that's purchased a sugar scrub, any way that you supported me, any way that you've donated to me, thank you. Please continue to keep doing that, because it definitely does help with the continuation of these videos. It really does mean the world, okay? I love you guys. What else here? So hopefully I made that clear, and I hope that you guys had a nice Thanksgiving. Did you guys get any hoovers from the narcissist? I would love to know, did the narcissist try to hoover you this year? I know that they're really good with that. And you know, with Christmas coming up, you know, the narcissist definitely has a tendency to do that. But yeah, being a victim of narcissistic abuse is an individual that has really, like myself, I was a victim, now I'm a survivor, and hopefully if you're watching, maybe you're a survivor now, you are actually victimized. Now, playing the victim, we didn't kind of talk about that. So that's an individual that could be a narcissist or a person that could be guilty of whatever crime or of whatever accusation that is occurring. So a person that actually was the perpetrator, and maybe that individual got caught, or, you know, the individual got called out. They could be playing the victim because maybe they wasn't expecting to get called out. Maybe they wasn't expecting for you to speak up. That's a person that could be playing a victim, or maybe this person smeared you to a lot of people and maybe things didn't go their way, and so now they have to play the victim in order for people to see things from their perspective. So that's the difference between the two. So if you're accusing an innocent person playing the victim, then you might want to do your research and, you know, look into their story a little bit more instead of just saying stuff like that maybe when you're angry, you know. So that's the thing. But a narcissist will play a victim. Like I said, they're cowards, so they will, you know, try to minimize what they've done, minimize their betrayal, minimize the hurt that they've caused, or minimize the damage that they've caused, or the drama, or whatever it is that's going on. That's a person that's actually playing the victim, like I said, because they have to, you know, in any case, or they have to play the sympathy card, or, you know, whatever the case is. So just make sure that you don't get those two confused, because there are actually people out here being victimized by narcissists, which they have the right, well, it is what it is. If they play the victim, they were victimized, so what else do you want them to do? Versus the individual that was the perpetrator, they can try to flip and turn and become a victim. But just make sure that you are able to see between the two and analyze it and look things up. Do your research. Like, look at a person's stuff, look at their videos, look at, you know, their website, or whatever the case is, or look at their history, look at their history of relationships, and see if, you know, let's say a relationship doesn't work out, what do? Do they become angry? Do they blame people? Are they abusive when it comes to future relationships, or do they just, maybe they stay single for a while, you know, they work on themselves, they do their inner work, they do their inner healing, you get what I'm saying? Like, they move on with their life. That's how you know a person is a real victim and they've done their inner work and moved on. Or if they're playing the victim and they're continuing the toxic behavior and they're not doing any progression, or they're not moving forward in a constructive way to advance in their lives. That's the difference between the two, right? Who, like, you can tell, like, who's doing what and who's doing something else. You get what I'm saying? So a person that's playing the victim does not put in any effort to better themselves. Absolutely not. But a person that is an actual victim wants to be a survivor. They want to better themselves. They want to change. They want, you know, positive relationships, or they want positive vibes or positive energy around them. They don't want to be around toxic environments or toxicity when it comes to connections, even family. Like, people that are been victimized, whether they've been victimized by their family or they've been victimized by their friends, they don't want to be that way anymore. They don't want to feel that anymore. They're like, no, like, they want change, right? And a lot of times it's generational curses, whether it's within family, friends, you know, and things like that. So I hope that makes sense. But we'll talk about that more too, though. That's a good topic. But, you know, I just wanted to make that clear. Like, all the videos that I've done, I just personally wouldn't waste the time making videos if I haven't gone through a situation. I'm not that type of person. So I'm not sure what you're thinking about me, but whatever you're thinking is not the case. So I'm hoping that you're open to changing your perspective, because, yeah. But anyway, it is what it is. The other thing too, though, I wanted to talk also about, you know, try your best not to push things under the rug. What I mean by that, because, you sometimes you may go through situations, whether it's you or someone else, or maybe it's a friend or a family member, and maybe something could have happened, right? A situation, and maybe you're the type of person, you're like, oh, like, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want any drama. I don't want to be involved, blah, blah, blah. And maybe you're just trying to, like, keep things peaceful or get along to go along. Just, and that's fine, to have that perspective. There's nothing wrong with that. But, pushing things under the rug is not healthy either, because, like I said in the previous video, it's good to address conflicts. If it comes up, it makes sense. You get what I'm saying? And you just want to be the type of person where if something comes up, address it, or if need be, because sometimes it's just like, whatever. But if it's something that really happened and it needs to be discussed, bring it up. Don't hesitate. Don't push things under the rug that are really important. And because sometimes it can come off as you're being dismissive, or you're not being you're not listening to the individual, or maybe that you don't care about a situation. So just make sure that you're not the type of person where you push things under the rug and you're just like, whatever, let's just push this through. It's like, no, it's good to talk about things, because it might be important for that individual to hear, whether it's a partner or it's a friend, family member. It's like, talk it out. If you feel like it's worth it, like I said, if you feel like it's not worth it, then whatever. But if you feel like it is, then don't hesitate. Don't be afraid to talk. Like, and again, I understand, because I've had people in the past that reached out to me. They're like, hey, Joy, like, I want to talk to you about this, but I feel embarrassed. Or, other times folks have wanted to talk to me about their situation dealing with the narcissist, and they were afraid of the narcissist because whether they was living with that person, they didn't want the narcissist to walk in on them. And, I guess they hear... like, they didn't want the narcissist to hear, me on the phone, or just in general, because the thing is that the narcissist gets their victims to the point where they control them. And the narcissist does not want you to talk to anybody that's going to help you, see through them or wake them up about who they truly are. The narcissist wants to keep you a victim, right? The narcissist wants to keep you stuck. They want to keep you bound to their toxicity. They want to keep you bound to their drama. They don't want you to wake up to the abuse. They don't, because you can't be their victim anymore. That now they got to go out and find a new supply, and they're too lazy. They don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the narcissist will try to isolate you from family and friends, people that are like positive, people that have boundaries, maybe people that are healthy, people that are truth tellers, truth seekers. The narcissist does not like people that are honest. Because the narcissists are liars themselves, so they are gonna lie, and they don't want you to speak any truth, and they don't want you to hear the truth. Obviously not, So yeah. But yeah, just keep in mind not to push things under the rug. Talk things out, Don't be afraid to talk about topics that are needed to be discussed, because, you never know what could come out. You get me? Only if you feel it's worth it, though. If you don't feel it's worth it, then, it is what it is. But if you feel like, if you care about a person and you want to talk about something, they want to talk about something, talk about it, But yeah, and then the last thing, too, though, if you're angry about your situation dealing with the narcissist, I get it. I completely understand, because a lot of times it probably wasn't fair. Maybe you wasn't expecting it, and maybe you didn't deserve it. I get it. But just make sure that you're not taking your anger out on the wrong person. And don't even take your anger out on a narcissist. Just move on with your life the best way that you can, And I know that that's easier said than done, because a lot of people are like, oh, I want to get back at the narcissist. I want to make the narcissist feel like how I feel. And also, too, you guys, just because a person treats you in a certain way that you don't like doesn't make them a narcissist either. So I know, again, you guys know that this topic about narcissistic abuse has been going around a lot. It's been a phenomenon. But the sad thing is that some people... And it's a reality that there are narcissists out there. There are people out here that are real narcissists. And then others, maybe you could have a disagreement with a person, or maybe you may have an argument or whatever. You guys kind of have a discussion and maybe you guys agree to disagree, that doesn't make a person a narc either. You get what I'm saying? Or maybe somebody just, whatever the case is. Maybe it was just something that was just in a discord. They're not a narcissist per se. Some people have the tendencies of a narcissist, but sometimes they're not full-blown narc. So just make sure that you're not just saying a person is a narc because maybe they didn't do something you wanted them to do, or maybe a relationship didn't work out, or whatever the case is. Not everybody is a narcissist. Let's make that clear. This is a specific type of person. You have to, like, if you Google what a narcissist is, if this person has about half of these traits or more, yes, they are a narcissist. But just because you had an argument with someone, or maybe you had a fight with somebody, or disagreement, or discord, does not make them a narcissist. Okay, you guys? I know, like I said, this has been going around quite a bit. So just make sure that you're not just, because you're angry or you're upset, you're just saying that a person is a narcissist because it makes you feel better. Like, no. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, that's all I have today, you guys. I didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to make sure and let you guys just keep in mind the difference between being a victim, an actual victim of narcissistic abuse, versus maybe it could be a narcissist or a regular person. Like, a regular person can play the victim too. They're not necessarily a narcissist per se, but let's say a regular person could be playing the victim because maybe they're just being manipulative, or maybe they're trying to be controlling, or maybe they're being competitive, or maybe they're just being selfish. That doesn't necessarily make them a narcissist per se, and and stuff like that. But yeah, people can play the victim all the time. Like I said, a lot of people that play the victim are the ones that are guilty of, whether if it's of a crime, or they're guilty of an offense, or they're guilty of, of a situation and stuff like that. People know, like, what's real and what's not, and stuff like that. And like I said, if you're projecting, that type of energy out there, whether if you're guilty of something or somebody else is, other people can see that and are like, hey, like, something isn't adding up. You get me? So like I said, do your research. Do your research on people and look at their stories, and you'll see, people really go through this type of stuff, and not everybody is making things up. It's not always good to just label people. Like, you should, like, get to know people and ask them questions. Don't just assume stuff. You get what I'm saying? Don't assume like somebody's making something up. Talk to them, ask them questions, and you will see. And like I said, or look at their videos. Like I said, just again, I am not the type of person that would come on a channel and would make up a story that's not true. I just don't have that in me. Like I said, that I would feel bad about that. I don't know. I don't know about anybody else. I'm not the type of person to do that. Some people will, to each his own, but that's not the type of person that I am. So anyway, I love you guys, and I appreciate all of your support always, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, love you. Take care. Bye.